What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the unfairness of this human experience and how much bullshit certain people have to go through. So like the older I'm getting, the more I'm experiencing life. You guys have to realize that like in life we really do not have free will. Like people who have easy lives, people who haven't really gone through shit, they're gonna deny that fact, or like they don't have a real spiritual mission or purpose, or like they haven't really been through spiritual things. So like they don't know a damn thing, honestly. So is how it is. But like, because at least for certain people and me, I've experienced a lot of things to where like I don't have control over like kind of most of my situations in life when it comes to the people I meet, the places I'm in, and like the jobs and careers I've been in. And family, I have no say so. So for example, God and universe, so my life mission, it evolves in healing and spreading information when it comes to healing, and when it comes to overcoming obstacles, and also sharing my other God-given gifts and talents in this world, in his lifetime. So what God is going to do, God is going to force, and I'm also meant to break generational curses. So what God is going to do is God's going to forcefully put me through all this abuse and traumatic shit, and not only my family's bloodline has to go through from past generations, but from also other trauma from either past lives or this lifetime. I'm hesitant to say this lifetime because God kind of orchestrated. Well, God orchestrates everything when it comes to your abuse, when it comes to fucked up situations, when people get raped, when people get stabbed, when people get shot, when people get robbed, when people go through fucked up situations, when you lose a fucking arm or a limb. All that shit is orchestrated by a higher power. So me growing up, I was always abandoned and rejected by like family and close loved ones. So growing up, I'm always attracting these types of situations, not only with people, but with my environments and the careers I'm in and shit like that. I do make shit happen. I do have people that care about me. I do offer a lot to the world, but at the same time, I still attract those things because God wants me to experience those things. So not only I could experience it, but I could overcome it and heal it, which there isn't a timetable for you to heal. Only Spirit and God decides when you're going to overcome it. You could do the work, you could do the right things. Even Chantuan talks about it. But Spirit or God, if they want you to experience it, even though you're doing the right things, then, and if it takes longer, then God is going to do that. When I say God, it refers to as your soul, spirit, your higher self, the universe, anything. I'm using God as an easier term in text. So this way you got time speeding up. We don't have control over time speeding up. This shit's already happening by a higher power. So that's another example that we don't have free will. The money system, enslavement, world corruption. We don't have control over that. That shit's already pretty much orchestrated from birth. We have no control over it. This is why people can't do shit. They can make videos and bitch about it, but they're not gonna really do anything about it. That's why we don't have free will. See, that's one example of not having free will. So we do have free will to a certain extent. I can move my arms and shit like that, but I'm talking about when it comes to destiny, when it comes to your environments, the people you meet, the life situations. We don't have control over that. So, and that's the harsh reality of life. And you could take it in a way. You don't have to take it as a bad way or negative way. You just got to change your perspective for, like, you know what I'm saying? So I've done some research and I've studied that there's actually other realms and other beings in different realms. So they've actually experienced reality to where they don't have to experience what humans have to experience. Humans experience a lot of repeated karmic cycles and repetitive bullshit and a lot of pain and all the stupid ass shit. It's just part of the human experience. This is why a lot of people are angry, irritable, and narcissistic, because they're just sick of this life pretty much. They don't have to know about spirituality information, but there's just something where like they're just so irritated. This is why a lot of people are fucking miserable, because as human beings, we're always part of the human experience is having to constantly go through pain, karmic cycles, repeated cycles, and bullshit pretty much. Chantuan, he goes into detail. Check out Chantuan's channel on his lives. He talks about this into detail. So it is frustrating me. I still have a hard time accepting that, but like I'm trying my best to use it to my advantage, because most people, they don't know this information, so they just this is why people commit suicides and people like they become homeless, or like they become like they get down bad because they don't have the spiritual mission on why they're experiencing things they're experiencing, not knowing they're pretty much the victim. So if you know that you're a victim, that means you have the mindset to overcome this shit, knowing that you didn't deserve all these things, but it's being thrown at you because it's part of your experience on what your soul, God, universe, your higher self wanted to experience. I know it's fucked up, but that's how it is. A lot of people in the spiritual community, they're not going to talk about this. They're going to beat around the bush, or they're going to say some new age bullshit, but that's a cold hard truth. Me, I'm just more cutthroat about it. But just because I'm saying it, do I enjoy this shit? No, the fuck I don't. I fucking hate it. It's just bullshit. But you have to, don't take my word for it, but what I say to myself is that like there's nothing I can really do about it, because in life you go through a lot of things that's out of your control, but you just got to find ways to try to bounce back and find different opportunities and new ways to change your life for the better. This is why as human beings we're always constantly healing and we're always constantly feeling pain. It's constant death and rebirth. This is why we have astrological influences. This is why we got time speeding up. This is why we got Mercury retrogrades. All that shit correlates to fucking cycles and all this bullshit, pretty much. It's fucking stupid. This is why people say life is unfair. Yeah, life is unfair because we don't have free will over this shit. People not think that. Well, I didn't know that either until I did my research. As I'm getting older, this shit I'm experiencing that's very spiritual. So a lot of people experience soul ties, energetic ties. A lot of people experience twin flame connections and the concepts of it and what's it about. And people also experience narcissistic families and attracting narcissistic people. You see a lot of people's life purpose. Every single person's life purpose, it revolves around a repeated cycle. It revolves around a repeated cycle. Do you, like, peep that shit? Every single human being you've seen, if they talk about their life story or if you observe their life growing up till now, they always go through repeated cycles. Even if they overcome it, they have to go through a different type of fucking cycle. That's part of life. And it's because I mentioned those things. Can we overcome it? Yes, we can. But only God, yes, and we do have the free will to take action and to control that shit, to change our minds and to expand and grow. But spirit and universe, they have the power. They dictate how long the trauma and abuse and pain that is gonna take for you to heal from it. This is why just like what Chauncey once said, you could do the right steps and do the right things, and you see the average person doing that shit and they're able to overcome it. But if you do it or other people do it, they seem to have a hard time doing it. It's because we don't have free will. Spirit or source dictates when you're going to overcome and experience new life cycles and all this other stupid ass bullshit. So not only with that, but you see when it comes to money, this is why when Chauncey once said, he even said that too. When it comes to making money online, look at reality. How come everyone's not making a million or being financially free and making money? Why is that? Just like what Chauncey once said, because it's about the energy and it's about what their spirit or God or the universe chose them on what they wanted to experience. This is why you see people who are born wealthy or people that are able to attract abundance or a large following or they're just naturally famous, is because they didn't really necessarily earn it, but they were meant to experience those things out of their control. Even if they do or don't want to experience that shit. Yes, they put in the work, but spirit or God or universe, they'll put them in a situation to put in that work to where it work in their favor. Yes, they do struggle. Yes, they do have to put in effort, but either way is going to work in their favor. This is why you look at the middle class, the higher class, and the lower class. Those are minor examples of how this life is structured, not only in 3D reality, but in the spiritual reality as well. So, this is why, like, again, look at everyone's life's purpose. This is where you get your soulmates and soul tribe from. Certain people that are like-minded like them, they experience similar life situations as they do. This is where you get your soulmates and soul tribe from. You see, like, for example, like me and other people, we're meant to break generational curses and we're meant to overcome a lot of trauma. And me and other people will also experience a lot of twin flame soulmate connections. All that shit deals with trauma bonding, overcoming trauma, and overcoming narcissistic abuse. And we're all subjected to abuse, physical and emotional violence, and all this other generational trauma out of our control. But ironically, we all experience that shit, right? Not coincidentally, not because this happens, no, because there's a spiritual certain rule book to where as human beings, you're meant to experience certain pain, bullshit, and misery just so you can overcome it. Not because it's helping it. Yes, it can benefit your soul spirit, but that's the nature of this human experience, pretty much. Once you have that information, and again, you don't have to believe what I believe in. I'm not saying I'm right, but for me, I'm right. Once you have that information, I know it sounds kind of depressing or hard, or heavy, but like, this is where you have to free will to use your perspectives to where you could look at shit from a bright side, pretty much. Or you could lie to yourself and think life is a certain way, which it can still work in your favor. This is where you get your law of assumption and law of attraction from. This is why you see people who are very religious and Christian, they preach a lot of Bible verses all day, but yet they're able to live a peaceful, successful life because they're able to, they don't even know, but like they can literally lie to themselves and manipulate their brains into thinking life is a certain way. And in turn, that kind of manipulates their energy and their mindset for them to attract the shit they want. You know what I'm saying? But it gets tricky because they never knew about spiritual information in the first place. So maybe their soul or spirit wanted them to be like that because they're meant to experience certain things and shit like that. This is why people can't break their fucking programming, because their soul or spirit just want them to experience this shit. Even like Chant 20 talks about this. You have certain people who are meant to experience a lot of like being financially free and just being famous and having, you know what I'm saying, while other people are meant to experience being in the middle class and working at a bum ass 9-to-5 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is how it is. Peep everything. Everything revolves around cycles and shit that people have no control over. Yes, it can change your situation for the better. Yes, you can experience multiple things in life. But what I am saying is that what I'm saying is that regardless, it is guaranteed that we are here to learn lessons and to overcome a lot of painful and traumatic shit that causes a lot of resistance, pain, and agony and suffering. That's what I'm getting at. I just saw 11:11 as soon as I said that, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So and plus, like I said before, look at time speeding up. Look at the days going by a lot faster. That's proof that we don't have free will. Like, no one's controlling this shit. It's fucking, this shit's coming from fucking spiritual realm or some shit like that. It's fucking divine. That's why time is speeding up. The people, life situations, the jobs you work at, even your finances, when it comes to these situations, you don't have control over it as much as you think you do. This is why a lot of people, they tend to struggle a lot, or they can't find the right answers. Or a lot of people who preach about making money online and how to be financially free, they're either not able to attract that where like a lot of people are doing it. And like what Chauncey once said, if it was legit, then why can't they go to a third world country or to a different area and sell all these people their fucking teachings? No one's gonna attract that shit, because like just like what Chauncey once said, it's about the energy, it's about their life purpose and shit like that. You fucking idiots, you know what I'm saying? So that's what he's and me. That's what we're trying to talk about. That's like, but like I said earlier in this video, some people, they might not grasp it because either they have a weaker life mission or they're not meant to experience impactful things. They're not meant to make impact, or their spirit or God or source doesn't want them to experience a lot of certain things to where their mind can't fucking grasp, pretty much. While other people, this is why a lot of people who tend to have a lot of spiritual information and knowledge and spiritual gifts is because they usually go through the most bullshit. But it gets tricky though, because you also have people who are talented and they haven't really gone through shit. They're meant to have like an easy life, like easier life, pretty much. This is where you get your newer spirits, your older spirits, and shit like that. This is why a lot of people who are twin flames, they all experience the same cycles when it comes to family trauma, family abuse, and all this other bullshit. So I would go longer, but I got shit to do. But like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. Peace.